I'm Terry Brock with terrybrock.com. Branding is important today more than ever. Social media makes an impact, and how you present yourself to the marketplace really determines your influence. One of the experts on branding is joining us today. Lethia Owens is from St. Louis, Missouri. She's currently in Sacramento, California at an airport and has taken time out of her busy schedule. She's rushing to catch an airplane to join us. Lethia, thank you very much for joining us today.
It's my pleasure to join you today. Thank you for inviting me.
Lethia, we hear it all the time about branding and how important it is. We hear about social media. We hear about clout and influence. All these types of things start interfacing together. I want to get some clarity on this. Please help us. Tell us what you believe branding is, what you see it as, and the importance of it in today's marketplace.
Thank you, Terry. Your brand is really made up of the ideas, the feelings, the thoughts, and perceptions that people hold in their mind about who you are. And so it's really important for you to get crystal clear on what your brand message is and how you want to be perceived by your marketplace. Because when you go online using social media tools and other online resources, that becomes just an extension of the brand presence that you're trying to build in your community. And so it's really important that when people see you online and they meet you, the brand that you're building online, it's the same as the brand that they will experience when they meet you face to face.
Yes.
And so I really try to encourage people to think really strategically about the message that they want to share. I also think, Terry, that in a digital world where we're wanting to influence others and really engage with people online, when we know exactly how we want to be perceived, it makes it easier for us to dictate how we're going to show up. So if I want you to perceive me as a smart, savvy businesswoman, that's always in my frame of mind and in context with what I'm thinking as I'm posting content online, to make sure that what you actually see and experience is in alignment with the person that I want you to come to know.
Well, Lethia, what you're saying is consistency. You're saying the same thing. You're one person wherever you're going, so that way they don't see one person here and another one over there. Well, tell us a little bit about how branding really blends in today, particularly with social media.
Oh, this is really exciting. So I love helping people understand that there are these 4 areas that we have to consistently look at around our brand message if we want to influence people to get to know us, to want to listen to us, and to eventually perhaps want to buy from us. And so I always say, if your brand message is findable, likable, credible, and actionable, then it can become profitable. And when we look at those 4 steps, and I can break them down for you, but it's really, as an entrepreneur and as a business owner who's online, building their online presence, working to develop clout so that they can influence the people who are within their tribe, it really is important for them to keep those 4 things in mind.
Oh,
so
I like the way you say that.
Are you findable? So when you think about being findable, that really is all about visibility, Terry. And so as you know, it's important for you to use various channels. You can't just be on one channel like Twitter. It's really important. You don't have to be on every social network, but you really want to pick the social networks where your tribe hangs out. And you want to master those tools so that it's easier for them to find you. When you know that you're the perfect solution for the problem that they have, but if they can't find you online, either using SEO by doing a Google search or doing a search in LinkedIn. I get lots of business from LinkedIn because I come up as the #1 personal branding strategist. So companies, they do a search, they find me on LinkedIn, and then they call me and ask me to come in and speak to their group. So it's important that you raise what I call your findability factor by leveraging technology and really creating very complete and strategic profiles on the social networks that you choose to use.
Lethia, that's very important about the findability and what you're talking about, being able to be found and have that influence in there. Do you see a lot of similarities between that and, say, what we did before, years before, before the technology and that? What kind of similarities do you see between branding and influence now with social media that we had years ago?
Years ago, we used to talk about it being your professional image. And there was a lot of talk around how you show up. When you go into meetings and when you're networking, what type of image are you projecting out into the world? And that's really the traditional way that we really branded ourselves, even before we gave it the label of branding. But now with technology, we have an opportunity to visually and using audio and video to brand ourselves. And it's really important, I think, that we take advantage of and leverage these online technologies so that people get a really clear idea of who we are based on how we're showing up. For example, I love the fact that you communicate with me via iJot. You send me emails that really are videos. And so that tells me a lot about you. It sets the expectation of what it's going to be like to work with you. So when we think about clout and influence, further down the line, if I have a technology question, in my mental Rolodex, I'm going to think of people like you because you've branded yourself as someone who is the technology expert just in how you show up with me in our relationship.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. And yeah, that iJot, for those that might not know about it, it's EYEJOT, is a wonderful service that allows you to send an email as video. So a video is going as email, and it doesn't take up space. It's not like you're sending a file. But the most important thing is it connects with people. And really, that's what branding is about. It's connecting with people. So you know the right people, and influence is all about that. One of the things that you have done so well, Lethia, is you are known as a person who understands technology. You connect and you communicate beautiful principles. And I think it's particularly exciting is that your customers, your clients that you have worked with have been able to dramatically increase their bottom line. That's why I'm delighted to have you on board here. And those that are watching this know, hey, there's a way that they can work with you. Tell us a little bit more about the magnetic marketing blueprint that you have. I know people are using that right now and getting some really beneficial bottom line results on it. Tell us a little bit about what that is.
Well, wonderful. That process and that program is really about taking the 4 steps that I gave you, the findable, likable, credible, and actionable, and teaching people how to show up more powerfully online. So what we do is we go through what I call 15 facets of an irresistible brand, and we make sure that your brand is rock solid. And then from there, the next step is now packaging, positioning, and promoting your brand online using a strategy that really positions you to attract more ideal clients instead of you having to chase them down online. I think that through the power of engagement and the power of showing up as a contributor versus a taker, it goes a long way in establishing relationships that I call brand champion relationships, where you can establish relationships with people who will go and advocate for you when you don't even ask them to. When you post, they retweet, they reshare, they repost because of the relationship that you've established. So this marketing blueprint is not just about here are the technology, resources you use and here's how to use them, but it really is a mind shift. It requires a mind shift in helping you learn how to magnetically show up online by first being a contributor and a server so that others care about what you're talking about, they're interested in what you're talking about, and they become engaged in the conversations that you're having online.
Yeah, I like the way you're saying that, and that ties in so much with where things really are. And the research that we did on our book, here's the shameless plug for our book, Klout Matters, that is now available in an internet near you. Gina Carr and I talked about that, and engaging with people is one of the most important things. People often think, well, what do I do to raise my Klout score? It's not about raising Klout score. You focus on engaging with people. What you're doing, actually, what you're offering is principles. You're teaching people how to use these principles of connecting, increasing their influence, and oh, by the way, they'll also increase their Klout score by using the principles that you are talking about, Lethia. And that's why when we look at what's going on with the world, the trend is connecting with social media, using that in a profound way to help people and make sure that we make a really positive difference in their lives. And that's something you've been doing for years, and just exciting to find out about that. Well, now, I'm not going to let you get away without telling us how someone can find out about this and get more information to get involved in this, because I know it's one of those things that can help people a lot. So how do they get in touch with you?
Wonderful. You can go to my website, LethiaOwens.com. That's how you can learn more about me. And when you get to my website, you can actually learn more about the Magnetic Marketing Blueprint. And I'm going to just say that if you want to learn more about it in context of Klout and how it relates to building and establishing Klout, you can find more information on my site at LethiaOwens.com/PBS/Klout with a K.
Klout with a K. Great. Now I'm going to have you spell that because I know a lot of our listeners are going to be listening to this on audio and not will see, and they won't be able to see that graphic below that we put there in the video. So spell that out for us real slowly so those that are listening, they can run over, grab a pen, or stop jogging for a moment and get that recorded somehow so they can do it that way. So spell that out for us, please.
Sure. Lethia Owens is L-E-T as in Tom, H-I-A, Owens, O-W-E-N-S. So it's LethiaOwens.com/P as in Paul, B-S /Klout with a K, K-L-O-U-T.
Excellent. That's PBS as in Papa, Baker, and Sierra, right?
Right. Personal branding strategy.
That's it. There we go. Papa or Bravo Baker.
That's
There
right.
we go. Personal branding strategy. That's good. So it's like, well, I think the message that you have is very important, and it's something that all thought leaders can build into their life. And if you're watching this and you're thinking, hey, this sounds really interesting, get to know Lethia Owens well. She is a person that really has offered a lot. Bounce over to her website, sign up for her materials, and even do yourself a favor. Buy some of her material that she has, the learning resources. You will look at that and think, wow, for a few coins, I can get all this good information coming to me that can help me to revolutionize and change my life. I know I've learned a lot from Lethia through the years, and she is just a wonderful person that not only knows her subject matter technically, but as a person, she's gracious and very kind, and someone I highly recommend. And Lethia, we're so glad you can join us today. Thank you for taking time right there at the airport. I think this is also a testament to you that you, even though you're busy, you're rushing to catch airplanes and all this, you took time to be with us right there using the Wi-Fi, saying, okay, whatever it happened, whatever the Wi-Fi is like, you're saying, Terry, I'll be there and help you. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure, my honor. Thank you, Terry.